Get everything in position. Let's talk about nature and hiking and how it's the simplest answer to all of your problems. Yesterday, I was really, things were going well, and then a couple of things happened that kind of made my day implode internally, mentally. I got some bad news from a couple of different people. Not bad news for me, just general bad news, updates on dramatic situations, and things that made me feel like I needed to do something to take care of the problems. Like it gave me some anxiety. I felt like I needed to fix everything. And I started to kind of lose it. And I was on the computer doing some work. And I thought I need to go for a walk. This isn't working. Like my brain's not relaxing. I was looking for articles online of how to solve the problem. Like how do you deal with anxiety related to other people's dramatic situations and stuff like that. And then it hit me. I thought the answer for me is not online. The answer for me is to get out of this house, go for a walk, and let this problem take care of itself. But I didn't want to go for a walk in my neighborhood because, as most of you know, I live in Hollywood, California, at the corner of Sunset and Vine. Thousands of people everywhere, hundreds of homeless people everywhere. And if you go for a walk in my neighborhood, you literally have to step over homeless people, garbage, trash bags that are spewed all over the sidewalks from the night before. It's kind of disgusting and mass chaos. So it doesn't really work for a nature walk. So what I did was, I found this, I got on YouTube, looked up Eckhart Tolle, I searched Eckhart Tolle, how to deal with other people's problems or something like that. I found a 15-minute talk. I downloaded the audio, put it on my phone, and decided I was going to Griffith Park. Griffith Park is a park here in LA. It's about maybe a mile or two from my house. And it leads up to the Griffith Observatory, which is one of the most amazing spots in all of LA. One of the most amazing views in all of LA. And there's like a planetarium, an observatory. You can look at the stars through gigantic telescopes. It's incredible. But Griffith Park is a great place. It's very close by, and in 2 miles away from my apartment, I can go from mass chaos in the city to completely disconnected serenity in the wilderness. You can be there. It's 2 miles away. If I drive there, it's Los Angeles, it takes me about 10 minutes to get there. In 10 minutes, I can go from mass confusion and chaos to total seclusion in nature. So I did that. I put the audio on my phone and drove to the park. My concept was I was going to go for a 30-minute walk. So what happened was I had such an amazing experience. Instantly, when I put the headphones on and started walking, I felt better. Let me tell you real quick about the drive there. This will tell you the mental state I was in. Maybe you can identify. I live in a apartment building. There's 3 floors of parking garage underneath me. I'm on the very bottom 3rd level. So just to get out of the parking garage, I have to snake my way up this thing. And there's also a for-profit valet business that runs in my parking garage too. So as I'm pulling out of my garage, doing circles, trying to get out, I encounter about 25 valet cars that are just sitting out, creating a block. You can barely get through. They take up just enough space to where one car can pretty much slide through barely. So there was a lot of obstacles in my way. I was pissed about that. I get to the valet and people are blocking me. It's hard to get in and out because someone's getting into their car or out of their car. The valets are standing there. It's annoying. So I was annoyed by that. Then I got ready to pull out onto the street and a car just whipped a U-turn in front of me and blocked me as they sat there. And I got into this stare down with this guy. I'm staring at him, he's staring at me, and in my head I'm just going, I'm going to kill this guy. He's got to get out of my way. What I'm trying to say is that I was stressed. I was annoyed. I was discontent. I was very irritated. And as I drove to the park, I was just pissed. Everything on the radio was terrible. People were in traffic, were in my way. I just got to the park. I was pissed off. There was no parking spots. There's too many people at the park. Why are all these people at the park? Finally park my car and I get out. I see some girls laying on a blanket. I look at them. I'm like, what are you looking at? You know, I mean, I didn't say anything, but in my head, they're looking at me. I'm like, what are you staring at? You know, I'm just ready for a confrontation. That's where I was. I was stressed, had anxiety, wasn't in a good mood. Then I put my headphones in. Eckhart Tolle's voice came on, and I started walking down a little gravel path. Right away, I felt 1,000% better. And every step I took, that improved. The message that he talked about, it's on YouTube. Just type in Eckhart Tolle, how to deal with other people's problems. And it's something related to family. Like, it's about 15 minutes, and it's something like how to deal with your family or something. But every word he said was perfect. And the answer to the problem, if you're interested, was just to accept that not everyone is going to be the way that you want them to be. Like, I spend a lot of time working on myself. I've dedicated years to learn, to read, to experiment, to try things, to improve myself. And other people don't do that. And it's frustrating sometimes because you want everyone to be fixed too. You know, not that I'm fixed, you want everyone to be improved too, or to be at least trying and learning. And when they don't, you go nuts. You're just like, I can't take it. But what I learned from that audio speech was I have to accept everyone exactly who they are, exactly how they are right now. And if I can accept it, it's not a problem. So immediately the problem went away. I didn't have to fix all these situations. I wasn't even involved in them. I don't need to be disappointed in anyone. I don't need to be frustrated by anything. I just accept this is how it is. Probably going to get worse from time to time, you know. And it helped me a lot. And it took me about 45 minutes to listen to the audio and do my first round of hiking. And I felt so good that I decided I was going to stay in the park. So I was going to get something to eat, stopped by a little restaurant. And they didn't have anything that I liked, so I just left. I really didn't need to eat. I felt like I was supposed to eat, but I just skipped the food. I had a bottle of water, and I decided to do my hike again. So I spent another half an hour, 45 minutes hiking. And by the end of this hike, I had been listening to a new podcast, Tim Ferriss with Ryan Holiday. It's a brand new podcast. Today's June 26th, so it's probably around that time, June 25th, June 24th, if you want to look it up. Tim Ferriss and Ryan Holiday do a podcast episode that also helped me, and I was totally not expecting it. I just think, but they're both interesting guys, so I thought I would listen. But what I heard blew my mind. So look that up, and it was all about obstacles and ego and, how to get around those things, and really cool. And then I decided I just didn't want to leave the park. At this point, I'd been out there over an hour. I was sweating. I felt fantastic. I wasn't worried about any of my problems. I wasn't staring at a computer screen. No anxiety was gone. So I just stayed out of the park. I sat on a picnic table, which was another hurdle I had to get over because I like to live in a clean place. My house is very clean, very minimal. And to sit on a picnic table out in the woods that's been sat on by thousands of people, my head's going, oh, it's filthy, you can't sit there. I broke through that and just sat down on the damn thing. Didn't worry about it. I was worried about my shoes getting dirty. I just didn't care anymore. They were covered in dirt. My pants were covered in dirt from sitting on the bench. And I just observed the families out there having fun. Just simple, good times. They were playing with their kids on the slides and the jungle gyms out there. Most of them were speaking Spanish. I have no idea what they were saying, but they were having just a great, simple day. No one had millions of dollars. There was nothing fancy about the park. It was just a simple day of people having fun playing with their family. And that was really enlightening to me. And I just observed them for another 30 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. And then I went on another hike. And I just kept hiking and kept walking. And I'll play you some footage of what I saw, and maybe you'll get an idea of how it felt. So here's a clip of a few of the things that I saw.
Me fighting somebody's pain body, which can easily trigger your own pain body, and you get a big argument. The practice is relinquishing the reactivity of the little me, so you allow unconsciousness in the other person. Doesn't mean you give in every time. It's getting hold of the state of presence and bringing presence into your work, to the conference table, to the committee meeting, and as you sit there, little egos having their battles all around the table, you watch, and perhaps for a moment you remember this moment, and that brings back the state of presence, and then you sit there in the state of, you feel intensely connected with the body, and you watch everybody's contribution without mental judgment. You bring presence to the conference table, to the committee meeting, not the reactivity of the me, where you watch. And then you may find yourself making a contribution and saying something out of the state of presence. And it'll bring a different quality to the whole interaction. There's one person there who brings in a different consciousness.
So yeah, it was extraordinarily peaceful. I walked not only through the park, I did that several times. Then I just went through the neighborhoods and walked and looked at houses and just listened to the Tim Ferriss podcast and just had a really great time away out in the park, out in nature. And it re-taught me something that I already know, and that is the solution to our emotional problems, anxiety problems, depression problems, they cannot be found online. The answers aren't on the internet or inside your house. They're all outside with other people. They're in the sunshine. They're in the nature walks. They're in the parks. They're in the trees. You have to get out there. That's where the answers are. You know, people look for the solution to their problems in products on the internet, and they're not there. What happens is you buy the product that you think is going to solve the problem and make you happy. Then you realize that this product wasn't it, so you go look for the next product to buy. And people go through thousands, tens of thousands of dollars on these internet courses and products that don't actually solve the problem. And the answer is very simple. Get out of your house and go hang out with someone for 2 hours. Go to a park and spend 3 hours out in the park. Bring a bottle of water, listen to a podcast or an audiobook. Spend 3 hours in the park and tell me, on the drive home, tell me that it doesn't change your reality. On the drive home, it was such a completely different experience. I was completely calm, relaxed. I was in the car. I was in no hurries. That was the biggest change. Instead of like, I need to get to the park. I need to get to the park. I need to get to the park. That's the way I felt on the way there. On the way home, it was totally different. I don't care. I'm just going to cruise. I didn't push the pedal to the metal. Wasn't racing around cars trying to pass people. I just cruised. I decided I'd stop at the gas station, fill up my tank, and get a little quick car wash just to knock off the dust. And there was a line at the car wash. I had to wait about 10 minutes in the car. I didn't lose my mind. I just sat in there and listened to a podcast, and I was totally relaxed. I pulled into my apartments, valet cars everywhere, didn't bother me at all. I just slowly pulled in, went around the cars, entered the parking garage, put my car away, and came back up to the apartment. And it was like it was a different lifetime. It was like I had completely changed my reality. I did it for free, and I did it outside in nature. I spent no money, no magic tricks, just walking, listening to music, audiobooks, and a little talk by Eckhart Tolle. Totally reset my mind. So, if there's any lesson from this video, it's that if you're a computer geek like me, meaning you spend a lot of time online, do a lot of researching, a lot of reading, maybe you work online, maybe that's your business, you spend a lot of time on the internet, you can start to slowly forget about the outside world. And I don't mean you forget it's there, you just forget that it's an option for you, for me. Like sometimes I don't use it as much as I should. And the solution to when you get stuck, let's say you're writing music and you don't know what you're stuck. Don't go online and Google how to get unstuck from writing music. Or if you're depressed, don't get on Google and type in, how do I get rid of my depression in 3 easy tricks? That's not what it is. Go outside, spend a few hours in the sun, go see some people, go talk to someone. Go have a sandwich. Go get an ice cream cone. Anything. Just get out of the house and get out of your head and watch how the universe solves your problems for you. Watch how the sun hits your body and makes you feel better almost instantaneously. If there's any magic trick to cure a stuck feeling or a depressed brain, that's it. Open the door, go outside, put one foot in front of the other. Spend 1 to 3 hours and come home and tell me if you don't feel like a completely different person. Sweating helps. Sweat. Walk, hike, do something to make you sweat. It seems to help. Yesterday I was sweating, I was dirty, and the sun was on me. I was out in the park. It was amazing, and now as an addictive personality type of guy, when I find something that works, I keep doing it. So I'm going to keep doing it. I may go back today, depending on how my day goes. But I just wanted to share that. I don't know if it'll help you or not. Maybe at some point down the line it will. But if you're feeling like shit, don't Google the answer to your problems. Go outside for 3 hours and watch your problem solve itself. That's it. Coffee cheers to everyone. I hope you're having a great day. You are my sunshine. I love you. And I will see you in the future.